Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to GNP Project's Nerd Off. This is our 5th episode. This is not your granny's, brunch or tea time or any of that crap. No, okay, I'm sorry. Actually, that sounds like delightful. And your grandmother's a very nice woman. I don't know why I said that. Okay,
it's delicious.
Right?
She's the nice lady.
I regret my statement. But that said, this is the 5th episode of GNP's Nerd Off. I got a great panel here today, and I'm actually going to let you guys introduce yourselves because I like the nomenclature y'all go by. Starting over here at the right.
Hello, everyone. I am Alex A-Town Ryan, member of Second Rounds on Us podcast show.
I am also a member of the Second Rounds on Us podcast show. I'm Matthew, aka Mr. Malave.
And I'm the founder of the Second Rounds on Us podcast show. My name's Tommy James, Mr. Oh So Smooth.
But you'll find out a little more after that.
Nice. I like how he just dropped that. Like that.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm out.
Wow. Founder.
Wow.
Just
Flip the mic.
Well,
excuse me, sir.
But like I said before, this is the 5th episode. We've been doing this for a while now. This is you guys' first time though. It's an all new panel, so I'm really excited to have you guys on because the passion was even way before this started. So I really like how like the energy that I'm getting off of you guys. We have a lot of fun questions for today. One of the rounds we have best superhero movie in the last 20 years. We have who should play Green Lantern that we'll get into soon. So really interesting topic. So this is more along the lines of a superhero movie type concept. So if that's your thing, please stick around and watch what happens. But without further ado, okay, because I really want to get into this, and which is where I'm wearing this shirt. So specifically, like I don't even usually tailor myself to the rounds, but I was actually really excited about this one. So we're gonna go straight into round 1. Okay, you guys are all clear on how the rules work, right? Yep. Okay, that wasn't confident. So let's actually go into the rules.
Maybe.
Then. Right,
Yes.
Run it back.
I'll get through it.
Start it over real quick. Okay,
Oh, you want to
go through. I'm just gonna elaborate a little bit.
That was a segue.
Yeah.
All right. Each round is 10 minutes. Okay, so you guys have 10 minutes, not 10 minutes each. It's actually 10 minutes for you guys to battle it out. You guys have an opportunity to explain your answer, give your answer first off, and then you have to convince me why yours is a better answer or why the other person's is not as good of an answer as yours for the particular question. Okay, we're all clear on that? Yes. So, okay, nothing below the belt. I'm impartial, so it's all based on the passion and the creativity of your argument as well as the facts. I got Aaron over here as fact checker.
Aaron.
So he's going to be listening intently to everything you guys say, I hope. And he's going to be, for the most part, he's going to tell us whether what you're saying is true, because it could be outrageously awesome, but it could be totally outlandish and a lie. So he's going to clarify that for us. And now we're all clear, right?
Yes. Got it.
I would say I felt that. All right, cool.
I feel so much better now.
You're aware?
I'm in there blind.
His eyes were flickering. He was like, yeah.
It's just like, I'll just go along. I know I'm second, so
I can watch what happens.
First one's up. I'm
I
the
can
first
see
one
what
up to go.
happens. I can just
Everything's
go.
on
Yeah.
right here.
So now we're really going to see if you understand. Okay? If it was
Oh,
a
dear
full
God.
lie. All right. Round 1.
Fight.
Who should play the next Green Lantern? Pitch the actor and which Green Lantern he'd play. We're starting with you, Alex.
Well, the actor I chose was Lance Gross to play John Stewart, the second Green Lantern. The reason why I chose him is that of all possible people that are being considered, he's actually an actor. Started off under Tyler Perry, House of Pain. He started a couple of Tyler Perry movies, but then further down the line, he began to branch off. He began to do sci-fi shows. His latest is Sleepy Hollow. And I think that as an actor, he's been reserved. And I think to be John Stewart's character is someone who's reserved and that commands a powerful presence. And plus his age, he's young. Therefore, he's up and coming, meaning not a lot of people know about him. Therefore, he's the best to actually go into this role, take it at his own, and you're not going to say, oh, he looks like that guy that plays in this other show. No, you would be able to accept him easier because you're not seeing him as someone else. You're seeing him as John Stewart. And plus, he has also space, because he only does acting, he has space to continue on with the Green Lantern Corps movie, if they want to do others, if they want to give him his own little thing. He has that room to go. He's not going to say, oh, well, I have other things to do. Okay. And I think he's willing to step up to it.
All right, I like that answer. All right, your turn.
I'm going with Tyrese as John Stewart. I feel like ever since he came out with that picture, or the fans came out with the picture, I looked at him, I said, that's John Stewart. That's the guy that we need as Green Lantern. And, he's a great actor, and I feel like, he can portray the role exactly how it should be, he's known for all the joking and all the fooling around and stuff because of Fast and Furious things, but his acting is marvelous and a great stand-up guy as Jon Stewart is. Like, I think it's the time for Tyrese to shine and actually stand on its own, and he's available. Give him the money. I know there's a lot of money getting thrown to this movie or to this whole franchise of Green Lantern, especially after the horrible mess that we were enduring.
That doesn't exist.
So it's
we don't talk about
deleted.
That's Deadpool.
Exactly.
Just so you know that.
Yeah. Exactly. So I feel like Tyrese is the perfect person for this job.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, I actually chose the person that was originally selected to play Jon Stewart, and that is the hip hop artist Common. From what you know about Common, he is an actor, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in many great, actually really good movies. He's Smoking Aces.
Ooh.
He was able to nail that role as a villain. Okay, so he can portray somebody that can be very serious. Now, Common himself, he's won an Academy Award. He's won a Golden Globe. He's won a Grammy. Yes, he has done it as a music artist. But remember, and the reason why I'm picking him and I'm saying it so much is he was originally selected in 2007. He was selected to play Jon Stewart. What happened? A writer's strike. And due to the fact that there was a writer's strike, they botched the film. The film never happened. They've already mentioned it that he is still up for a possible role. The guy can act, man. He's an actor, Alex. He's an actor.
All right.
I'm sorry, are you attacking me? I thought we were supposed
It's
to...
time to
Alright,
go.
first of all,
I'm just telling you.
let's put it this way. The fact that he was selected, why doesn't he have the role locked down now?
He said that already. He said that.
But what? No.
There was
Now,
writing strike.
writing strike's over.
Because
They are
it's a totally
why are they
different-
looking
Everything's
for a
not
different
solidified. Everything right
Why
now
did you know
is
why?
speculation.
Because they said, hey,
It's a different
we
director.
can do better. Because the idea is that we
I
can
don't think
do
we
better.
can
They
do
didn't
better.
choose
I think
it.
it's
There
just
is
the
no do
whole.
better.
Yeah,
They
there's
haven't
no.
chosen it.
It's just
Exactly.
all
The fact
speculation.
that, the argument is that he was chosen first,
He
and
was.
he was going to do it.
He was.
So why not go back to him? Unless, again, the thought is we can do better.
Well, this was
Gross
we're
is
talking about years ago. We're talking about years ago when there was a script and everything
yes,
ready
so
for
now
it. Now
that
that
we're-
there's a script, we don't
so
know
now that we're
what's
in
going
today-
on, who's actually a part of the film completely. All right.
Now that we're in today, give it to someone that's up and coming, that's been doing this thing for a while. And when you say he's an actor, again, there's been a big debate against musicians coming in and doing actors versus actors that's already been in this. There's been Samuel L. Jackson has constantly mentioned the problem with that. That we got all these hip hop artists coming in, taking the roles from actors that have stayed in this craft, and I've only stayed with this craft. Who knows if Common doesn't? And the Academy Awards, he's won, of course, for music.
So
what does that have to do with acting?
But that means he's known.
In his favor,
Also,
the
he's known. That doesn't
reason
mean he
why.
did a job. First of all, if you listen,
But the reason why he's won an Academy Award for that song is because it told the story. You know why? Because he portrayed it the right way. He's a hip hop artist, and
A
they
story
told
that
the
was-
story, and that's exactly why. I'm sorry.
So Tyrese
he was
is out.
telling us.
So
No,
we're-
Tyrese is not. No,
We're
I'm Green
Common.
Lantern and I'm
no,
Common.
Common and Tyrese as well. You said real
So
actor.
they're
I
basically
think
the same
Tyrese.
person.
No.
They're the same musician.
No.
So wait, so you were applying the artist argument to Tyrese, who's also
Yes, but the whole Academy Award, I was actually helping your point.
But he has the point. He's just. It's more that he's known. People know who Common is. Yes, and Common is going to be
Yes,
in a DC
and
movie.
that is
Let me
all-
finish. Let me finish. Common's going to be in a DC movie. He's going to be in a Suicide Squad movie as the Tattooed Man, which, by the way, is a villain for the Green Lantern.
And then right there.
No.
No, right
That's
there.
not the question. The question is who we feel should play Jon Stewart or Green Lantern.
Who would? Not
Okay,
me.
but the point is Common originally was given the role. It's like
And then, so what happened?
a writer's strike.
Okay,
It's
what
not
happened
his
now?
fault.
Yeah, but you just said he's already going to be
You wanna put
in the
somebody in
DC
there that has
universe
the-
as
they
a
don't- they're
character.
not gonna trust
They're
him.
not going to recast him and give him the role as Green Lantern if he's already in the universe.
Why
That
not?
means they gave up on him.
That doesn't mean they gave up on somebody.
Yes, if they've already casted him,
Good.
he's in
So
the
don't
universe.
cast
Different
Common.
direction.
Don't cast your guy. Give it to Tyrese. Give it to the guy that
Tyrese
the
is
people
a joke.
want. Give it to Tyrese.
Tyrese is
People
a
want
joke.
Tyrese.
You're going to put Tyrese, and
He's
you're going
right.
to look at him
People
and
want
you're gonna be
Tyrese.
like,
Give
"Oh,
him Tyrese.
I don't
You
want
need
Tyrese.
to save this franchise. Give it to Tyrese.
You don't have to save the franchise. This is a different Green Lantern.
The only
This
problem
isn't
with
Hal
Tyrese
Jordan.
is he plays the
Therefore,
same
the
role.
space is
That's the only thing
open.
I'm saying with Tyrese. He plays the same
The
role.
space open for someone young, new, that can
Well,
actually.
that's why I want him to
get
play
into
this
role.
role.
Therefore,
because
you
we
can
want something
identify
different.
him.
If he takes this role and makes it his own,
Yeah.
and boom, revitalize his career. Now he's solidified. He's a solidified actor now, and now he's like,
How about you
okay,
give it to
he
an
took
actor
this.
that is an actor, not someone
You can.
that's doing
You
hip hop
can.
that wants to
Actor.
play around with the role. Give it to someone
When
that
was the
would
last-
take the role very seriously. Because if you look at all his past, Lance Gross past, he's taking them seriously.
And
he's
Common hasn't.
Common has been given, hey, Common, you want to do a movie with us? Sure. We're going to give you this character. But you're giving, you're having...
That's not how the movie industry works.
That's how, of course that's how the
No,
movie
it's not. It's like
Yeah,
you want to be in the movie.
That's
No,
exactly
you have to still go on the
Especially
audition.
you have
You
to
still have to nail the
work
role.
your way
You
up.
still have to
Why
nail
hasn't
the role.
Common been given the role?
He's still up for the role.
He's not up for the role if he's already been cast
It doesn't
in
mean
another
anything.
film.
He's
He's
still-
in the universe already. The moment he was... No,
To go
but you
upon your
can't say
point,
that. Ryan
though,
Reynolds
if Common
was in-
really wants to be Green Lantern, then he needs to really concentrate on acting. So
And
just like
he's-
Tyrese is concentrating on acting now,
They have
and
already
music
had a-
hasn't been
You know why?
his
You know why?
mainstream.
Let's
Yeah,
put it
yes, he
this
got
way. Here's another
DDT,
thing. This
but
is why
that wasn't great.
Tyrese
But
is concentrating on acting. Because the Fast and Furious movies has made him so much money. He basically said, I don't
Yeah,
need
but
to
let's
sing
not
anymore.
forget all the
I'm
other movies
freaking
he's
rich.
been in, though.
Have you seen my backyard? I got a restaurant cooking meals for people in my backyard.
Don't hate on
What the hell
Tyrese.
do I need to
Don't
sing
hate on
for?
Tyrese.
He did his last R&B album. Have you ever seen? What was his last R&B album?
the
He has no
TGT.
choice.
TGT,
Yeah,
but that was
and,
his
he
first.
broke up the group. You know why? Because I'm like, yo, they give me so much money. Let me try to. No, give it to
He wants to
someone
be a
who
serious
can
actor,
accept
that's
it.
why he
wants to be
Especially,
an actor,
and
so-
especially the trouble that DC's in now. They don't take chances with these people just
Oh,
coming
take
in.
chances with an actor.
Yes, that has
that's
been-
With
unknown.
Tyler Perry.
With
That
Tyler
has been
Perry,
paying
that's what
his
it is.
due.
Like
He
Tyler
thought that
That has
Perry
been doing
can
great
sing, too.
performances.
He's a Tyler
That
Perry
is
actor.
with this
I'm
role
pretty sure he
be
can sing,
to
too.
He's too
step
big
into
for the role.
another.
All right, guys, in the last couple of minutes, I'm actually gonna ask you guys why you feel like they would do in relation to the character Jon Stewart. Okay, so like I hear your points as to why who would be able to deliver on in acting ability, but why who's gonna be the better Jon Stewart since you all picked Jon Stewart?
Because again, Jon Stewart came from military, was given the ring of power, so he has a sense of discipline about him. Tyrese has played joke characters, so he's always been the laugh ride, the comic relief. Jon Stewart is not the comic relief. He's never been. He's been the person that comes in with gravitas and respect. Therefore, Lance Gross, all his roles has been that type of character. He's never played the jokey character. He's always been the one guy that comes in, respect me. I'm here to do a job. I'm here to stand up to this power that I've been given, and I want to live up to. If you watch him in other films, you see him as someone like I am the one that's going to prove myself that I'm worthy of the great power that I have been given.
All right, next one. So yeah.
I say Tyrese because yes, Jon Stewart is the guy. Respect me, come in. I'm a authority figure. I'm here to do business. And Tyrese, he's had played a soldier before, so I feel like he can be serious. Yes, he's portrayed as the comic relief in Fast and the Furious, and he's portrayed as this funny guy who's always smiling.
Don't
But
forget Transformers.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But you can also, that's why I feel like he can play it best, because he looks the part. He looks exactly
He's
like
black with a
he's
goatee.
supposed to. And
They're all black with goatees.
Yeah, they are.
seeing him,
They are.
well, Common's a little whiter than,
Oh!
he's a little lighter.
He is a little lighter. That's
He's a
not
little
his
lighter.
fault.
I just feel like Tyrese can knock it out the park if he gets into that
Hey, I'm
serious
Common.
mode.
I'm Jon Stewart. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save the world. Yeah.
Dude, I'd buy that album.
The album.
I'm not buying that album.
You buy an
I'm
album.
not.
All right, guys.
If you buy that album, I'm leaving.
That is time. Wow. Okay. That was a good round. Wow, that was really intense, guys. Really good stuff. There's a lot of passion. So I'm just gonna take you through my thought process really briefly, and then you guys the winner of that round. So you guys ended up making a lot of points about people's ability in terms of acting, which I appreciated. That was the majority of the argument. So in the end, you had mentioned that he has that notoriety and how they wanted to give him the role. But Alex was hitting you with the, where is he in terms of, like, that last point, I wouldn't have necessarily recognized it if you didn't mention the fact that him being cast in a DC thing means that he's not necessarily up for that role anymore. But even within that, that's kind of why I wanted to make it a point to be sure as to the validity of that statement. So actually, I want to ask Aaron, was that something that was was he still up for the role as Green Lantern, or was he actually even on the rosters for being Green Lantern?
You mean like current Green Lantern?
Yeah.
No, because like you said, he's Tattooed Man, right?
Tattooed Man, yeah.
Yeah. He was before though for the what year did that come out?
2007.
Oh, 2007. Yeah,
It was
he
George Miller, I believe.
Yeah, but then the writer's strike thing happened. He got kicked off for that one.
All right. So because taking those things into consideration, and then you had a tendency, honestly, to argue for Common more than anything else.
All right.
Yeah, you really, and then
National high.
I really like how you kind of switched it up, where you're like, nah, but I'm taking the same argument and applying it to Tyrese.
Exactly.
They're basically like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I really appreciate that.
They're both artists. They're both musicians and
We're having a side conversation.
He's laying back like he's doing my work for her.
But that said, that kind of took you out of the running, so it ended up being between the two of them. And
I'll take Tyrese.
Alex was making a lot of points about the fact that, giving it to someone who is primarily an actor, like an actor first, and that ended up being like the tone of the argument in terms of their acting types or their ability. So between Common and Lance Gross and the fact that he's already in the DC universe, and so the point about him necessarily being someone that they would want first. Being out, I give it to Alex with Lance Gross and John Stewart Green.
Come on.
So, that's round one.
Man, I got
Be humble.
That's how it goes.
Be humble.
Oh, do we-
Alright,
Come on.
Never
Yeah.
clap.
No.
You gotta be that guy, man.
Yeah, he
Why
has
don't you
that
stand
stuff.
up and take a bow?
Yeah,
I don't want to
We're
mess
sticking
it.
the wrong
I don't
one.
want to
Come
mess
in
the
and we
show.
all just, bow to you.
You're like, also.
As soon as I open my mouth, Tyrese, you're gone.
It says
Yeah, I saw him messaging me the answer. I was like, alright, yeah, he's gonna win.
It's like,
He's not gonna win.
to be fair, I have no problem with any of your choices. But it seems like at a point you almost were convinced that Common would be the better choice.
A little.
I can't argue with you, so.
Tommy convinced me. He has a tendency of doing that.
He didn't even start his argument
That's
yet.
the best part. I was like,
so
that.
awesome. But no, I really like that round. But okay, we're about
Nice warm up round.
we're about to get into round 2 now, and we're gonna start with
Second round?
Yeah, second round.
Second round.
I walked right into that.
Yes.
Second round's always on us.
Second round's always on us.
This time it's on us too.
Yeah. There we go.
I walked right into that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you
it.
did. Thank you.
All right. So round 2 is who would you pick to play young Han Solo in the Star Wars spin-off movie? Because they're coming out with one, so we know that Han Solo is going to be getting that kind of origin story type thing. So which actor would you have play Han Solo? We're going to be starting with you, Matt.
All right. Well, I picked Ansel Elgort. And he's been in a few movies. What is it? It's the Divergent series. He's the most popular movie series that he's in. If they go the route of like young, like really young, like teenagers, like young adult, I feel like he'll be perfect for the role. He looks kind of like a young Harrison Ford. I don't know if it's the angles of the pictures I'm looking at, but he kind of looks like him. And he used to be a DJ as well, and his DJ name was Han Solo. Let's go. Come on, guys.
That does it. Yeah.
What?
He wins.
Come on, guys.
His DJ name was on.
His DJ. No, hey, it wasn't Han Solo. Okay, it was An Solo. Okay, An Solo. So come on.
It's an homage.
It's just like it makes sense now, guys. He was born to play this role.
Yeah. All right. And now we'll go with you, Tommy.
And I'm glad that you said that he looks like Han Solo, because the guy I chose is the impersonator of Harrison Ford, of Han Solo, Anthony Gruber. Now, Anthony Gruber, he's not really a known guy. He kind of got his fame from YouTube, doing a impersonation of Harrison Ford as Han Solo. And he actually is in a movie with Harrison Ford, and it is called The Age of Aldine, or Aldine.
Adeline.
Oh, thank
Age
you,
of
sir.
Adeline.
Yeah, it's actually a movie.
Well, you know me, I can't pronounce stuff.
Oh.
So,
I
he
can't
actually,
read either. I understand.
I can't read.
It sucks.
He plays the young version of Harrison Ford's character. So if you're going to get somebody to play young Han Solo, why wouldn't it be the guy that is technically the young Han Solo?
In a different movie.
Right? Or on YouTube.
Ooh.
But that's YouTube.
And that doesn't...
I will come to you, Alex.
All right. Well, the guy I chose is Taron Egerton, who's made his big debut on The Kingsman. He's from England, of course. Now, the reason why I chose him is basically I had to look at what the Han Solo movie is going to be about and the timeline. He made a little point about his age. Funny thing is, though, of all these people, he looks the youngest. Because if you look at the timeline of when the Han Solo movie will take place, basically, whatever the age Han was in A New Hope, I'm going to say he was closer to 30, late 20s. So now if you're going to go back, you have to look, is it after the Jedi were eliminated? So that's about 20-year time span. So how far back are you going to go? Are you going to go when he starts becoming the rebel, the smuggler. Is he going to do it when he meets Chewie? You would say he's closer to late teens. So I say you gotta get someone that looks like a teenager, someone that's young enough to play the role. Plus, he's very charismatic. If you saw him in The Kingsman, granted he was playing a British type of punk, but I think for Han Solo, it has to be someone has to be charismatic, has to be able to carry a presence. You said, all right, an impersonator. There's thousands of impersonators on YouTube. That's not the only guy that could do a Harrison Ford impression. He's just the best one of a bunch of pretenders.
Has Harrison Ford told anybody else?
Yes, well, Harrison Ford is Han Solo. We're not talking about Harrison Ford. We're talking about an actual character that's being played by Han Solo.
Played by who?
But Harrison Ford actually had to become that guy. So if you want someone younger, you don't want to see a copy paste of Harrison Ford.
Yeah, but if we get
you want the Han Solo gravitas. So give it to someone that can actually carry a film, meaning the emotional beats. Who knows if he goes through tragedy? The other problem is that what is essentially canon by Disney. So you don't even know what his actual story is. You don't know if there'll be emotional issues. You don't know what they'll have to put for him. Because they also made a point when they were also casting for Straight Outta Compton. They wanted to use Eazy's son because he looked like him. But they said
like they used Ice Cube's son.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Eazy's son couldn't act. Therefore,
he couldn't use it,
and he couldn't carry the role for the beats that Eazy's son would have to. So I'm just.
You guys can battle it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's
my turn.
I only went up for 2 minutes. I only went up for 2 minutes. It was only 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes. Relax. It was 2 minutes.
Jeez. It was 2 minutes. Can I get my 2 minutes back?
You're talking about the movie.
Yeah.
What's the movie going to be back?
Yes,
We don't
because
know
that
what the
plays a
movie
role.
Yes, it does. It plays a role.
It plays a role in the actor that you're gonna
So
have.
if they do a
I don't care
story,
about the story. Who's going to play him?
The story matters in conjunction to who plays him. Because it has to be someone that fits the story, that has the look. You put a bad actor in a story that doesn't fit him, guess what happens? You get a terrible movie.
So wait, why are you claiming? But it's based on director. You know that because of the freaking Sith movies. The you know what? Your favorite buddy himself.
So you gotta tell me.
Anakin. I'm just gonna say
I don't
Anakin
like Anakin.
Because
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, you look that.
was
Can't even say
he was
his
a
name.
terrible Vader.
I
He was
remember
a whiny child the whole
But
time.
that's George Lucas telling him to do that.
definitely.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That
I just feel.
I'm thinking Taron Egerton has enough range.
How many movies has Taron Egerton been in?
He has one. How many movies your guy has done? Yes.
My guy. Hey, answer 4.
But
maybe more.
But
Maybe more. And if you want to do
how many
serious,
people
hold on.
have heard about
Hold
the
on.
Kingsman?
If you take answer, if you want to do funny, if you want to do serious, he has done the Fault of Our Stars, and he's serious in that, and he was witty in that movie as well. All right, and I feel like if there's gonna be any parts of him meeting Chewie, of him having heartbreak, if him going through anything and growing as an adult, growing as this like general, whoever he becomes to be, our Han Solo that we know, then I feel like over time, those movies, you lock him in there and you'll see him growing
gonna be one
as the
movie.
role.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know that.
They're gonna do multiple Han Solo.
They might. They might.
But you gotta look at it this way. When Han Solo first came on the scene, was he really not Han Solo, I'm sorry, Harrison Ford, when he first came on the scene, like, he wasn't really
He wasn't. I think Star Wars made him like
Funny
the
enough,
breakout.
what really made him, it was Star Wars, but it was Empire Strikes Back. Because then after Empire Strikes Back,
Because he had more of a solidified role in that.
Then came
you gave him
Raiders
more.
of the Lost Ark. Like, all that started coming afterwards. He was in E.T. He was an uncredited
Yes.
version of E.T. But what I'm trying to say is, why not keep it the way it was?
Because then you're
Why
just
not?
copying and pasting.
So what is it?
It was
You
right
want something
before.
It
It was
was
right
once,
before.
why wouldn't it work
When
again?
biggest
you lock
complaint
up
about Star Wars Force Awakens, it was a copy and paste of A New Hope.
But did you complain about it?
Of course,
No,
but
everyone
that's not always
loved
a
it.
good
What
thing.
does it
It's a
matter?
formula. It's a
You
formula.
want
That's what makes horror
to
movies
you
so
wanna
great.
bring
There's a
something-
formula that you go by, and if it's great, it's still gonna sell movies.
But you want something fresh that can actually lead on if you're gonna do more.
Yeah.
Then instead of having someone that's just gonna copy.
I agree.
I agree
All
with
three
that.
of our guys are fresh.
They're fresh
Exactly,
and they're
but-
young and they're
and
waiting
I'm gonna
to
give it
break
to
out.
Taron
But you're giving it to the one.
Because he's British,
Now,
most of all. The
right,
British
but
are
can
taking
he-
all our
but
roles.
can he do
So
that?
why do you
Half
want
of the
another
Star
British
Wars
to
cast-
take over somewhere
Because
else?
they do it better.
No, I don't
They
know
all
that.
do it better.
Yeah, I know.
Half of our comic book
We've
movies
never-
are played by British people.
But we all know
Give
that.
it to
We've
him.
never heard it done
Give it
before.
to him.
This guy has actually worked with Harrison Ford.
Okay, but he's still a copy. He's
Copy.
a copycat.
And that's, I want to see Han
yes,
Solo.
yes, I get that.
I wanna
But
see
you
something.
didn't wanna
This guy
see-
is Han Solo.
Like personally,
But you
YouTube
you,
him now.
you want to see Han Solo. You don't want to see Harrison Ford.
yeah.
No, I want to see Han Solo.
No,
but
because
if this guy
Harrison
can
Ford is
play-
the same person in every movie. Like, let's just be honest.
Wait,
Like,
say that again?
Harrison Ford most of the time is the same in every movie.
I'll disagree to that.
I'll disagree with that.
Really? I don't know. I feel like he is. So what do you want? You want
I
Han
want to
Solo.
see something.
And I also want to see a character development of Han Solo. If we're gonna
exactly.
get.
That's why I
if
want the
we're
guy
gonna-
that can
That's why
actually
I
act
want
like
Ansel
Han Solo.
Elgort because he can actually
Because-
act and he has all the characteristics.
Because
of
when
Steve Rogers.
I first heard that they were
We'll
making
see
a
him
Han
go.
Solo movie, I'm like, why? His
But we-
I honestly, I didn't want that either. I just
so
continue
give
with
me
the
a
Star Wars,
reason
that's
why.
fine.
Let me see someone new step in and give me a reason to care about this character, which we already know his story. And guess what?
I agree.
He's dead.
And that's going to
So,
be Anthony.
so there's no more development. So
I
give me
feel like
something else.
Ansel Elgort.
Oh,
if
sorry.
he
Yeah,
knows,
I know,
he
right?
knows how to be
I just got the
three.
DVD 2 days ago.
The biggest
He's
secret you
eliminated.
never knew
Oh,
is.
it's great. Yeah.
Spoiler
I
alert.
apologize.
It's fine.
I watched
It's
it
fine.
maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was.
I
great.
feel like that was gonna play a role
Yeah,
at some point.
yeah.
You can't unlearn it.
His-
Because
his-
we don't know about
It's
that.
just-
his
I
legacy
feel like
was gonna
the
play a
person
role
with the
at some
most
point.
experience of if there are more than one Han Solo movies is Ansel because he's been in all 3 Divergent movies and he knows how it is to
do
tell the
not
story.
use Divergent.
I know,
as a point because those movies.
They are not great,
The
but
last
you know
one came
what?
out.
He
Did anyone
is
even
actually
know?
a really good actor in it, and yeah, that's why I picked Ansel Elgort.
My guy
Give
actually
someone
looks
with
like
a
Han
young
Solo.
look that if they're gonna do more, at least he
I
can
think
grow.
all our guys are young.
Well, nah, my guy's the youngest.
He's the youngest.
Yeah,
But
I'm
like
sorry,
you
my
said,
guy's
the
22.
timeline matters, right?
youngest looking.
Well, I'm gonna refer to this.
Oh well, you can always make yourself look younger. It's all
Shave,
called
you look
secret
younger.
eye. Yeah, that's what I
shave.
did. I look young. I look young. I look young now.
How old are you, like 40?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're 40.
Like 26.
He's like 10. Don't
Okay,
even
yeah,
worry about it. It's fine.
fans, we don't talk to this guy right now. If you want to know my name, hashtag it.
Oh, wow.
What's Mr. Malave's name?
I think I'm gonna cut this
No,
round
age.
short, but like for instance, like because you guys actually, I think you all got a good final point in. So actually, that was a really good round. It's
was
so
a-
efficient
That was a
too.
fantastic Alex round,
Yeah.
man. I mean, you,
Alex, whoa, that would have taken 3 minutes.
The Alex show.
round 2 is an Alex round.
Alex round.
All right, well, now that the round's over, I'm actually going to defer to you for some facts because there was a lot of stuff said here.
Yeah,
that I wanted to
in the
know.
beginning, Matt said that, what was your guy?
Ansel Elgort.
You said that Ansel was in, you said something about Divergent being popular. I remember that, but I just want to say it's not very popular. It's pretty trash. The youngest is actually Ansel. You said
Wait,
that.
is it in terms of like the rating online?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
Ratings.
because as far as box office and everything,
It's like a cult.
fans are
like-
fans.
Yeah.
It's still
Cults are
making
cults.
money.
People still
Yeah,
like
Ansel's
what they
actually the youngest. Both of you guys are 20.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
Score!
Yeah, you beat him by 1 year, but there's still 26 because you haven't.
he's
turned
22,
27.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amount of movies, Taron Egerton got 6. You said 1. In Gruber, I could only find 2 movies for him.
Technically, he was an extra in Avatar. But that's why I said. That's why I said. But that's why I said technically 3.
Oh, okay.
But
He mentioned
So
two, yeah.
you say he's done
And
more movies?
Ansel Elgort was in 10, but only 6 of them were non-Divergent movies.
I said 4.
Oh,
Yeah,
I only knew the
or
3
maybe more.
Divergent and
He
so
mentioned
I only
Stars.
look at the ones I see.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry again.
All right, thank you very much.
Divergent sucks.
All right, guys, I'm about to
I hate
give you guys
it.
my
It sucks.
ruling.
I'm sorry.
Let me walk you guys through the process. You know what? The fact that you thought it sucked and still advocated the way you did, mad props.
There you go.
That's actually
There you
good.
go, man.
Okay, so
High five.
cards on the table. I gotta, yeah, man, Alex, your argument it was on shaky ground, bro.
I, to be honest,
It was on shaky
I knew
ground.
it. I just
Yeah.
But he talked the most.
To
He
be
knew
honest,
it was
that's
shaky.
all I have
So
to
he
do.
took the
I
most
have to
time.
throw
I
everything in and see what's.
I know the movie
Yeah.
should be
Because
set
honestly,
like this.
I do
What
not
does that
care
have to
for
do with
Han
it?
Solo.
Guys,
movies.
guys.
I care nothing for Han
Guys,
Solo.
I'll tell you this
topic,
right now. I'll tell you this right now. Once you said like he's British, give it to him. I knew you gave up.
Yeah.
You were finished.
It's like, here it
I
is.
saw
That was almost
saw
like
the eyes.
that was almost like me going, yeah, Common won the Academy Award because it told a story.
You know why I knew it? Because I wrote it down and I looked at it afterwards. I'm like, oh, he gave up.
Yo, I do,
He's
I do
British.
not.
Give him a
I do
movie.
not care.
It's a movie.
I
They
care
do it
nothing for Han
better.
Solo.
Deserves the role.
I just had to throw as much in.
I still admire your passion. So it ended up being between you guys. And actually,
All right, I went
this
to the
one's
final two again.
This one's pretty difficult because you guys were battling like different points because it was kind of like experience versus like fresh new face, because they're all fresh new faces. But you made the point, like obviously he was in Age of Adeline as the younger one, so that was actually a pretty good point. You mentioned that he has the most experience though out of all of them, and that was a point that you were kind of hearkening on. You made some good points, but then it just wasn't so relevant to Ansel. It was almost an advocation for his character.
Hey, thank you.
But
the same people.
so taking those things,
My guy's Canadian.
taking those things and like not really subscribing to semantics. When I tell you this one is difficult, it's really difficult.
You want to flip a coin for it?
No. This one, I'm leaning. So I
Coin with two heads up.
do I go with my gut?
No, I want him to go. I want to let this
I gotta go with my gut, and I gotta give it to Matt.
Yeah! I'm 0 for 2 in the
nice
final.
job. Nice job, guys.
You can pull it out.
Got a way to get one in the
I'm 0
bank.
for 2 in the final.
Got a way to get one in
I
the
gotta
bank.
give it to
Not
Matt.
good.
The reason I give it to Matt is because in the end there was a good amount of time dedicated in the conversation about experience, and then obviously the facts say it. But I mean, even when you guys were just referencing the amount of movies that they were in, you still had more 4, 2, 1. I mean, so for it to be about experience and the range, because it is a franchise, and you made that point that it will be a franchise. If you want to see an actor with range, we've seen his range. Whether it's better than the other ones or not, we don't necessarily know, but they don't have really too much to give us. So for that reason, it's Ansel Elgort. Like, good round, guys.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people
He's ready.
voting here. Yeah,
He's at the end of, when it's like, he'll make round 3. They crack him. It's like, you will not win the game.
I'm excited for this round.
This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, this is the main event right now, guys. This was some stuff going on.
I'm excited.
Have your
I
chicken
seen yours and I was like,
Right? You guys saw this and I laughed.
In classic nerd off fashion, every so often, depending on the round, when it's a certain topic, I will extend the time by a minute or two. In this case, I give it an additional minute, so we're actually
That
arguing
doesn't
for
mean
11.
you take 4,
It
Alex.
doesn't. Cheers to a minute. Cheers to a minute.
Cheers to a minute.
I thought I was gonna get stopped. So I was like, no one stopped me. Fuck it.
What do you think this match?
And I'm like this, and I did
I wanted him to
yawn,
see
the
that.
stretch, you didn't
Stop
get
it.
it.
Yeah, I mean that's a good method of doing it. Yeah. So in the end,
You ain't no one stopping me here.
I was following
Here's
the
more.
process.
Take it all.
But you know,
Hail Marys.
And he's British, so you buried yourself.
Oh my god.
that's not why I took it away. It was just like you were like, they're all taking our roles. Give them took her jobs. I was like, okay, once that's the argument.
Just
all
like,
right.
oh man.
I saw the white
Someone
flag
saw the
just,
Rewind
like,
South
start
Park
to-
last night.
All right, but now we will start round 3. All right, and round 3 is best superhero movie within the last 20 years. Okay, so 20 years. We're actually going to be starting with you, Tommy. So make it happen. Let's do it.
It's pretty simple. I chose the Avengers. It was the most anticipated movie. It started from the get. Thanks, Alex. It started from the get, and since Nick Fury showed his face, everybody knew right there and then we're gonna get an Avengers movie. They had the best villain out of all of the Marvel movies. He was the best villain. They took the movie itself. The budget was $220 million. It made $1.520 billion. So it made the most, I believe, accordingly right now. I mean, the movie, it speaks for itself. When it came out, everybody was excited. Everybody wanted to see it. They gave it to you. They even said the movie couldn't even be done. People were saying this movie cannot be made, and it turns out it got made. And now it's got what? A 3rd installment coming with Civil War, which, check that one, it's going to be great.
Thank you.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, dude, I'm waiting for yours.
Thank you.
Yeah, jump in.
Here's the thing. I remember we had a concept. I know every point you're gonna make.
Yeah, no, I'm an open book.
And
Just
yeah,
leave it
you
at
are,
that.
because everything you just said was flash. Like you said, when the moment Nick Fury was shown on the screen, when was Nick Fury first shown?
Iron Man.
Exactly. What movie are we talking about? We're talking about Avengers, aren't we? So if this was the best franchise,
So you didn't hear what I said.
I would say, great. We're talking about
I'm listening.
We're talking about the best superhero movie. That means that this film needs to be a self-contained. That way, if you watch it for the first time ever, you would know everything that's about, include story. You would know all the characters already and the plot. The Avengers is a patchwork that was started back with Iron Man 1.
Dude, talk about
So
your
it was a
own movie.
project.
I'm waiting
Talk
to
about your
hear
own
about
movie.
his movie.
I'm gonna get to my own movie.
No, we'll talk about
I'm
that later. Talk about your
gonna
own
just show
movie.
you movie. All right, the reason why I chose Blade.
Don't get so angry with him.
The reason why I chose Blade is because of all the movies that have been mentioned. This is an actual movie where it doesn't need extras added to it in Flash. As terms of a film, where you can start from beginning to end and get a complete story and be engaged in that story. Had a great character as Blade. You understood what his motivations, you understood what he was about, and you understood why he did what he did and what he wanted. Had a great villain in Deacon Frost, who you knew what he was about, you knew his motivations, and you knew why he was doing what he's doing. You had the mentor, Whistler, that took this young kid in, that saw was in trouble, and raised him up to be something good and to defend the innocent. From beginning to end, you had a full film. You didn't need extras, you didn't need the Avengers and Iron Man are part.
Before you go into there,
can I go, please? Jeez. Now you mentioned Avengers and you mentioned Blade. I love Blade, but you know what? I think the best movie in the last 20 years, superhero movie, is Iron Man. And I say Iron Man because, I mean, you guys mentioned it too. When was the first time we ever heard about Avengers? It was in Iron Man. It started everything. You had the protagonist in Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. playing the best Tony Stark ever, right? And you have, it's the first of its kind. Yeah, but replacing him would be pretty bad. Exactly. So you have everything. It started everything off, right? We have a great origin story. You knew exactly what he was battling. What was he going with? You know, his own weapons were turning against him, and he had to find a way to get out. It was a great story. We had a great villain, and it led up to everything. It led up to all the other movies we're seeing now. It led up to Avengers, your pick. Yep. And it started all this Marvel Universe hoopla. It was amazing.
Hey,
it was amazing. Dude, why you gotta earn me? I didn't earn you when you said, "Oh, Blade was great. Deacon Frost was amazing. I love it. I love it. His mom was a whore. It was great."
See, there you go.
I didn't say that. All right.
We'll continue.
No, so all I'm saying is that Iron Man is the best movie out in 20 years, and it's the top pick. It started this whole revolution, and I'm sticking with it. It was great, and it was fun to watch. Guys, I was there cracking up. I loved every action scene. It was amazing. I was waiting for Robert Downey Jr. to give us one more Woody comment. It was great. It was just amazing.
All right, here's the thing. Iron Man was not the one that started it. It was actually Blade. Because of the success
Did you
of
see
Blade,
Nick Fury?
Marvel
Did
Studios.
you see Nick Fury? I'm not talking about.
That's not what he said.
No, I said it started the whole cinematography universe. It started everything. We saw Nick Fury there. We knew we were getting Avengers. We knew we were getting all these other movies leading up to it after we saw Nick Fury.
Iron Man would never have been attempted if it was not for Blade. Because again,
really?
Marvel started.
What was after Blade? I think there was a lot of movies after Blade.
On the Marvel Studios, it was Iron Man.
We gotta defer to you afterwards.
It was Iron Man. And
okay.
Because of the success of Blade, and it showed them, hey, we can actually do this. We can get a good actor to portray a character and embody that character, and say,
how much did Blade make in the theaters?
Can I ask you a question, Alex?
Yeah.
Did you know who Blade was before that movie came out?
I don't think you did.
Yeah, because he debuted on Spider-Man, the animated series.
So he came
but he's
Spider-Man.
But I
he's been around.
He's been around. Who is this? I said
I'm talking about me personally.
But when you saw the Blade preview for the first time when we were kids,
he was around.
Yeah, I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, it's Wesley Snipes as a vampire. He's killing other vampires.
And it was great. It was awesome.
Yes, that's the only reason why. But
it was awesome.
You saw Iron Man, the trailer for Iron Man. You're like, oh my god. There's an Iron Man movie coming out. It's amazing.
Now I took Iron Man, Captain. I took all these.
And that's
I put them all in one movie. Everybody sat there and said,
"No,
it was amazing. I was hyped for Avengers 2, but there wouldn't be any Avengers without Iron Man."
But that wasn't the question. The question was what the best movie was. And it's Avengers.
It's the best because it took all the great parts from all the other movies and put them together. Thank you for your
little crappy.
All right, but mine was the first one, and it was great. Oh, it was a crappy movie now.
So wait, you take all
and
these.
now you have to
wait, can you stop? Yeah. So you took all these great parts in different movies and put it in one, right? That's what you're saying.
Without Iron Man, would that be a good movie?
It's not.
It wouldn't be a movie.
It's all flat.
I guess you made a point to me. I think you made a point to me just now.
And it's not the best movie because it's a patchwork job.
Okay, so we all know Blade is gonna win.
No, Blade was a good movie because it was
by
itself.
You can better.
Blade was too. No, I like the original Blade more.
The reason why the original was better because it started so it didn't need a Blade 2. Iron Man needed a sequel. Because the story was incomplete.
No, it was getting a sequel regardless.
Avengers, you needed to see about 4 of the movies.
We had 3
before
Blade
you can
movies.
Understand.
3.
Yes, but I'm talking about the first one because the first one started.
But don't say that Iron Man and Avengers don't need a second movie
Because
or shouldn't have a second movie.
When
Of course they're gonna give second movies when
already
there's so much money going on.
When Iron Man came out, everyone knew it's an extended universe. So you just watched the first part of a long series that is still going on to this day.
And it's still making
Guys,
money.
I actually want to I want to hear Tommy's point.
What I'm trying to say, I can't speak. I'm sorry, I can't speak. What I'm saying is, all your argument with me is it's build up. You gotta watch this to get to this.
Yeah.
That's not. The question was, what superhero movie had the best build up? No,
It's not
what's
the
the
best
best superhero movie? It gave you the best.
The only good part about Avengers is the third act. Everyone, if you go watch a movie, the only part you're gonna want to go see is when he goes back and talks to Loki. That's the only part of the movie
That's
everyone
I
watches.
disagree with that. I disagree. I think as a whole, Avengers is a great movie, right? But without Iron Man, there wouldn't be Avengers.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Tommy. Can we let Tommy talk?
Can I
Let him
please
talk.
Listen,
Jeez.
you have a list of top tier actors in this movie. You have the best villain in. Flash doesn't. Okay,
Pretty.
Flash. It's so
Pretty.
flashy, and it made the most money,
And
which
what's
made
the
it
story?
the
So
best
Wesley
movie.
Snipes wasn't
Was the story
flashy.
good?
He was
Was the
the
story
selling
good?
point.
Of course, the story
Wesley
was
Snipes
good.
was hyped
It's
at
set
that
up-
moment.
It's setting up for so much
It's
more.
setting
to
up.
come.
Right there is the problem. That it's not a movie by itself. It's a bridge.
Every
It's a
superhero
bridge
movie
to
is,
a.
every superhero movie is a bridge.
Oh, and there
not
wasn't a
Blade.
bridge.
Why there's
Yes,
not
there
Blade.
was. In the end of Blade. In the end of
There's-
Blade,
He
we
went
went
to go
kill-
he went to Russia,
to kill vampires.
and they didn't show him kill him.
That- 'cause
They just
it's
went
a-
shing, and it led up. It was a
wasn't
cliffhanger.
bridge.
It could
You know
start
why
right
we
over
got
there.
Blade
There
sequels?
could have been another
Because
sequel.
of the success.
That's why
then
we
they
got
said,
it.
okay, we're
That's
gonna
why
do
we're
more.
getting every
Avengers
sequel.
was always going to
We're
continue.
getting every sequel
after
because of
Avengers
success.
was over.
You
Iron
think-
Man was always going to continue.
And so was
Blade.
Blade.
Was
There's always
If
more
Iron Man
stories.
tanked, it would have never got 2 or 3.
If Blade tanked, we would have never got a Marvel
Exactly.
Cinematic
So
Universe.
it doesn't
not
matter
true.
about
You
your
don't know
It
that.
is true.
You don't know that.
Hello, Howard
You don't know
the
that.
Duck
Yeah, a cult classic.
was a Marvel film. It is a terrible movie.
But it's a cult
It's a
classic.
terrible movie.
It's a cult. I'm not saying it's a great movie.
All
I'm saying
right,
it's a
and I'm
cult
saying
classic.
Blade was a great movie.
Okay,
Not
it was a
the
great movie,
best
but it wasn't
It
the
was
best
the
movie.
best movie. Avengers is not
Hold
the
up,
best movie.
hold up. You know what? You know
What's the
why?
best? So what's the best? So you're saying out of
You know
all
why?
the movies,
Avengers
is
is the best superhero movie.
No,
ever.
I
it's
say
not.
Iron Man is
You
the
know
best.
why?
They had the
Wait,
template for
I do want to
everything.
hear Tommy's point.
You know why I'm not gonna? You know why his point?
You know why? 'Cause
is
he-
not.
Can you let Tommy speak?
Because I've heard a lot from you guys. I have heard a lot.
All
from
I'm
you
saying
guys.
is you saying that Blade's the best movie. You were gonna change your answer
See now, right
to
there. Excuse me.
Spider-Man 2.
Point of order. Are we allowed to put previous conversations into this? Or are we arguing what we're doing right now?
It's not a qualifier for me, but you know, in the end, you guys are still
Because
because
look, here you go. When I
not
picked
gonna
Blade,
matter.
he said, "Dude, I thought you would have picked one of the Batman movies."
I was
or
waiting for the
Winter
Dark
Soldier."
Knight. I'm not gonna lie. I was
So
waiting
you're
for
saying the
Knight.
Dark Knight is better than Avengers?
I honestly had.
Answer the question.
I
Are you
I
saying
have
the
to-
Dark Knight
No,
is better than
because I
Avengers?
believe
So why would
Avengers
you
is
think I
better.
would pick the Dark Knight?
Because you picked
Because you're a
Blade.
Batman guy.
I'm not a Batman guy.
You
Because you
like
picked
Batman.
I do not
Alex,
like Batman.
Alex, because you picked
I'm
Blade.
not a Batman.
But that has nothing to do with anything.
Because you picked Blade.
But that's not a qualifier, guys.
Yes.
So what I want right
Because
now
I'm choosing as a film.
what I want right now is final
Singular
points, and
film.
I'll start with you, Matt, and then we'll come here and then we'll go back over there. Okay?
Well, I've mentioned my points throughout the whole entire argument. I'm saying Iron Man, as a whole, the superhero movie, we have it all. We have action. We have an origin story. We have a great villain, a great cast. It made multiple millions of dollars around the world, and that
Multiple
really,
million.
That's my
yeah, multiple millions, right? And on top of that, it started it all. Without Iron Man, we wouldn't have Avengers. We wouldn't have everything else. Iron Man, best movie.
I mean, with that Iron Man, there wouldn't be the Avengers. The Avengers itself has everybody that you wanted since you were a child put in one single movie. The cast itself speaks for itself. Every Marvel movie lately has had a terrible villain, but everybody loves Loki. He's the villain
When
in
did
that.
Loki start?
It's set up to bring Thanos. Yes, it is a bridge, but it's the best bridge we've gotten so far in all these Marvel movies. Not Blade.
I'm defending Blade.
Yeah, your
The
final point
reason
about
why I
Blade.
say Blade as a superhero movie is because given the subject of what Blade was about vampires. It was about darkness. It was
So is
gothic.
Twilight.
So yes, whoa. And
They
he gave us a badass guy
sparkled.
that was about one thing: killing vampires and protecting the innocent. A guy that came from a tragic past that had a mentor that helped bring him up, teach him the ways of a warrior, and he was able to use his abilities to help people. And of course, you had Deacon Frost, who was a very charismatic villain that was a match for Blade, and it was a great last fight. Plus, now Also, when his mother came up, it brought back an emotional resonance.
Mother the whore.
It doesn't matter if she is a whore, she's a whore, but she's a whore that he had to deal with because that's mommy, that's mom.
T-shirt, man.
Everything that he was fighting for, and then to see his mother there, it broke him, as you saw when he first saw. It broke him, and then but what he did, he rose up with
Blade got emotional.
Yeah, and he rose up and kicked Deacon Frost's ass.
All right. That was a good closing, guys.
My villain was a god.
That's the end of round
From
3.
another movie.
So, all right, I'm gonna make my ruling, but first I want to defer to the fact checker over here. But good round, guys.
Alright,
Alex ain't allowed to play no more.
Yeah, he yells at me, and then he never gives anyone else.
I got scared.
No,
I'm playing.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is not really too important, but I have time because we have very small amounts of facts I need to check. You said you're not a Batman guy, but you have a Bane breaking Batman shirt.
Yes, breaking him.
You're not a bad
Not a lot of people on that shirt.
Breaking.
But,
great
yeah.
job.
The film, you guys want to know what film came after Blade? That was X-Men. And after that was Blade 2. Then
MCU, Marvel Studios, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because of Blade, everyone started grabbing a piece of the other franchise.
think
They
it's
grabbed
Sony.
Sony.
Yeah, but
Sony grabbed
also,
Spider-Man and Fox grabbed X-Men.
overall, of all the movies, Blade has the worst reviews.
Critics
Yeah.
wise.
I love
Yeah,
Blade.
critic-wise,
I
it's
thought
Blade
Blade was a
I don't
Blade was a
think
great
Blade-
movie. Like I love it, but
I don't like
not
being a critic guy.
All right, well, because that's kind of how I was looking at it. I was looking at, you guys were arguing from actually a lot of different places, so I like that because when you don't follow necessarily the same form of one person's argument, then that gives a lot more intrigue into all of your answers because you were more so arguing the idea that, the full and complete story of Blade and how it is as a movie, like it's a linear story, it tells the full thing, and this is Flash and Substance, where you weren't arguing against the idea that it's Flash over Substance because that's what it was made to be. It's taking all your favorite comic book characters from all over the place. You had mentioned that, this was the starting point, but then you kind of rebutted his with, there would be no Iron Man without Blade, and then, obviously there's a couple other movies before that, within that. They didn't subscribe to that because in the end they did mention that there were some movies in between. While you said Marvel Studios, they didn't really have much in between. Tommy had said it where it's like you can't really qualify that as there would not be because in the end, another studio coming out with a property, if you get to own the property as another studio, the direct competition could be the thing that inspires it too. So that's kind of a difficult thing to quantify. So you guys all made some good points. I was able to hear all of you equally in the end, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, I definitely.
Are you sure? I think I might have got 20 seconds.
I got the notes because in the end, what you
I had
end
to
up
steal
saying,
my airtime. You gotta just grab it.
So
I can't just do
I gotta say, because this one was also difficult because it was like almost like a three. I was on a 3-way fence. I don't picture that. I don't know how that works, but I have to make a decision. So what it comes down to was, it does pain me a bit, but I do kind of gotta drop Blade, only because in the end, the idea that I feel like you argued more of the fact that it was a good movie, but just in terms of the question of it, a superhero movie, I don't think that it took away for the Flash that they were professing, because they owned that. You know what I'm saying? It didn't profess to be something like deeper than that. It was really what you see was what you got, and that's what they were really advertising themselves as. So then going between the two of them, I had to take into consideration, they're obviously very similar. One's a starter, but then the other one's taking in all different things.
They're
both in the same. So it's like
they're friends.
Yeah,
Actually,
the Avengers. They kind of like each other. So yeah, just in terms of like, you guys were more so arguing the entertainment factor. You had mentioned the fact that there's something that you thoroughly enjoyed, and you were arguing that as well. So taking, really the point that stayed with me the most, and this is me showing all my cards, was taking all your favorite superheroes and putting them into one movie.
Putting them in a movie.
Your character as one, you had mentioned that that was just not even during the argument, that's a big part of it. So I do give the point to Tommy in regards to the Avengers, because the argument was over Flash. Like how much? Like what was if the Flash is the basis of that argument between the two of them, which gave you the most of entertainment in Flash? So I do give it to Tommy, and that is.
I just feel that over time.
Yeah,
here's the problem. Like you said the last time. Then each time it's gonna get Avengers Infinity War. It's gonna be the Avengers.
Trust
That's
me.
the problem.
Civil War is probably
gonna outbeat it.
Civil War is gonna.
That's why
it's
the reason why I look at it as a
#1.
single movie, because then the technology gets better. So it's like then each time then you get no.
But it doesn't.
Well,
make
if
it
this
the
was
best.
next year, you
that's
can
what-
say
that's
Civil
what-
War
even
as your
That's
best
why I
movie.
chose Blade, because I'm like,
What makes it
if you
the
keep
best,
throwing
that's
bright
the
colors
point.
at me, I'm
Yeah,
true,
but-
then you don't appreciate.
But that's not one of the
before.
That's why
guidelines, though. That's always
yeah.
gonna happen.
That's also
Blade
why there's
was
the
filmed years
qualifier
So
ago.
that then
the
you like
20
saying
years.
every new movie will be the best.
That's
movie.
why there's
Maybe
the qualifier
20
within the
years.
20 years too,
Yeah.
because there's soon Blade won't be in the running of this question. Like in
Yeah.
the next 5 years, Blade won't be a factor for 20 years, and within the 20 years. So the future movie will more. I should hope in 20 years from now, something is being
Infinity
out
War
there.
should
That
be
it
the-
should
should be
look
the
better.
top one.
Yeah.
You know, if you're battling
Now that
Flash
he won,
yeah.
can we at least admit Winter Soldier is the best Marvel movie?
No, we're on camera.
No,
He won. He got the point. But let's be real.
really? Why didn't you pick it then instead of Blade?
I wanted a challenge.
All right, but that said,
I
we
think
are
Spawn was the best Marvel movie.
we are gonna go.
Spawn was a really good. I
fantastic
like that
movie.
choice. That was a great movie.
Jax was in it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that was
We're gonna
pretty
go right into round 4 now. This is the last round, guys. So this is actually for all the marbles. It always it always ends up this way. One time I would like somebody get 2 points, and the other person get 2 points, and one person would get no points. But then I can finally go into a speed round.
I had that fear I was about to get that.
Yeah, it was close. It was very.
That was 3 times in the finals going, oh crap.
It was very close, but how the argument ends up leaning. But this one, I like this one as well. It's actually more. It's outside of the realm of just movies. It's also just taking into consideration the character. We'll core to a character. So. With that being said, round 4's question is, which superhero has the best origin story? So then we're coming back around to you, Alex. We gotta start with you.
I chose Tim Drake. So I chose Tim Drake because it's funny enough in the whole Batman mythos. He's been there in terms of Robins. He's been there right at the start of the first Robin. He was there the night that Tim Grayson's family died. Dick Grayson's family died, and he was a young child. He actually met with Dick Grayson. His family introduced him to him, and he saw him do a quadruple somersault. As time went on, he would always look at Batman and what he was doing and his adventures, and he would always see Robin. And then at one day, he actually saw Robin do a maneuver, the quadruple somersault, and then he was able to pick, wait a minute, there's only one person I've seen do that, and that was Dick Grayson. So he was able to piece together, all right, Dick Grayson.
What's his origin, though, specifically?
No, this is leading into his
He likes the
origin.
circus.
This is, yeah.
He loves it.
No, I'm leading into his origin. This is a full story.
Yeah.
His origin. So he was able to figure out that Dick Grayson was Batman. So he would always follow Batman's adventures up until Jason Todd. Then Jason Todd died, and he noticed that Batman was
Some out for one's homies.
Then he saw that Batman was becoming more violent, and he decided to take it upon himself that Batman needs a Robin. Because without a Robin, Batman he's going to go off the rails. He's going to do something to the point of no return. So he approached Dick Grayson and said, I want to be the next Robin. And Dick Grayson gave him his blessing, and he became Robin. Of course, Batman didn't want it at first because of the pain of Jason Todd, but he was able to prove himself and rise above it. And not only that, his mind was, in terms of all the Robins, he was the smartest. He was able to use his mind, and he was able to train himself to the ability that even to this day, Ra's al Ghul proclaims him that out of all of them, you are the best to succeed Batman as becoming Batman, because your mind is the only one that's close to his level. Not only that, he has the fighting ability as well. So basically my point is that other than everyone else where a tragedy had to spark them finally willing to step up, he was someone that said, no, I'm smart enough that I can do this, I can lift myself up on my own and step into a role of a superhero and do good.
And he likes the circus.
He loves the circus.
His parents took
I love the circus.
That's in my
man.
notes.
I love the circus. Did you really write that?
No.
I wanted to see it with a circle around it.
He likes the circus. So.
Writing.
I am actually going with. Yes, he's writing it. Yes. I'm going with Bruce Wayne, Batman himself. I feel like his origin story is so true to life, and it's like it's kind of personal in a way, because like it started back. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows his parents died, and afterwards, he just was on this journey of like, what am I supposed to do now? How am I gonna get all this going on? And he embraced something that he's scared of. One of his worst fears, which is bats, and he embraced it. And he became Batman to fight off these vigilantes and fight off crime, and I feel like that is the true hero right there. And he also he still goes through personal and human conflicts. even with being a vigilante, should I give myself up? Should I stop doing this? I am not gonna let someone else die. That's why he didn't want to have Tim Drake to become Robin. You know, he has all those conflicts, but as soon as he puts that mask on, he's Batman. He has to do what's right and what's best. And the fact that he didn't kill until. Yeah. But, you know, that too, that's also morals that he has to fight with and things that he has to struggle with. And just like every human, just like everyone else, people don't look at him like, oh, well, he's some super guy that never dies, or he flies around and he's better than us. No, he's some ordinary guy who's trained his butt off to become this symbol of hope, this symbol of peace in Gotham. And for that, I feel all stemming from his parents dying and wanting to do better and embracing his fears and becoming something and becoming a symbol for the people. I feel like that's the best origin.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Malave 2016.
Well, I chose Spider-Man Peter Parker. The main reason I chose Spider-Man Peter Parker was he was actually created for us. He was created for the teenagers in high school, people that were getting bullied, and people that were getting picked on. And kids started looking up to Spider-Man. Spider-Man was getting picked on. He ends up getting bit by a radioactive spider, and all of a sudden he gets all these powers. Climb. He makes the webbing. But the purpose is with that mask on, he becomes a different person. Now, I know all of us, we've all been teens in our life. We've all came through conflict and everything. And due to the fact that you look at the way Spider-Man was, his parents were killed, his uncle was killed, and he became selfish. Now, last week on our episode, we spoke about this. If you get superpowers, what can happen? Yeah. We're all human. We are going to be selfish. He's going to kill everybody, but I'm Robin Banks. No question. You know, I would do all that.
I'm definitely Robin Banks.
Because that's what happens, and that's what happened with Spider-Man. He had all this. He got selfish. He got stupid. He got cocky, and all this happened until that's where the great quote comes: "With great power comes great responsibility." And in all of our lives, as we move up in life, we get to a certain spot, or to the top at least, more responsibility comes. I'm a father. I have a child. That is a huge amount of responsibility. Thank you for crying out. But that's the main argument for what I'm trying to say. He's us. The greatest origin story is what we are as people. Spider-Man is made for us.
Alright, so is it also?
I'm sure he got it on a little bit.
I mean, I know he got it on, but he didn't have a kid.
He maybe did.
Is it not also?
Well, we got a fact checker for that, so we'll find out.
Is it not also the greatest?
Spider-Man have a child.
Spider-Man have a child.
You see, I like what you said because, like, he's us.
Spider-Pig.
You said Spider-Man, he's us, right? I feel like, you know, yes, his parents was dead. He had to deal with. Yes, I'm Batman. I mean, I'm not saying that, like, I'm Batman, but you haven't seen Batman and I'm the same room. Okay. So, all I'm saying is that Batman on itself, it's like, he's going against everything. He, like, yes, you're saying Spider-Man, is us, and he's going through moral conflict. He's going through everything else. Batman's going through the same thing, and he's been dealing with that since he was a child, since he was a kid, right? Yes, he had money, but those money, instead of being a rich rat,
I'm rich. I'm just building stuff.
Did he build stuff though?
Money helps you get over.
Yes, he got trained, but he seeked that help. He seeked that help. I want to become better. He didn't get hit by a spider. He didn't get bit by a spider. He didn't say, "Oh, I want to be like Batman." No,
he didn't.
I want to be somebody. I want to be a symbol. What am I gonna be? Who am I gonna be? I am scared of bats. I'm gonna embrace that fear, and I'm gonna become something.
I got bit by a spider. Right on my chest.
I know, but he had to get bit.
You're a circus performer.
No, I didn't see right there.
And you love spiders.
No, here's it. Like I said, I think is it not also our origin is to use what we have and make ourselves better.
Use our resources. Yes, and Bruce Wayne used his resources.
You give
Wayne Enterprises, all of his technology, all of his stuff came from his money, came from his building, his technology. Boom, and he utilized that to help him in his adventures.
When Robin first came about, it was during the 80s where the creators began to say, let's focus on more cerebral characters, people that use their minds to make themselves better than what they are. Tim Drake used his mind to figure out, of course, the origin of Batman, and he was able to see, all right, Batman is going through all of this. I need to step in and help this person. He did it out of sense of responsibility to help someone else. That he said, I like what this person stands for because he's already Batman. He doesn't have to
Thank
start
you.
off.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Batman
yeah,
stands
because
for
you're
something.
arguing what he is now,
Best story.
not the origin. Because a tragic event made him go crazy. Batman is nothing but
he went
scared.
crazy.
Batman is nothing but a scared little boy who uses his money and influence to fight his fate.
The man with
That's
no
not a
fear
good
is
lesson.
scared little boy. You have
He is a scared little boy.
I disagree.
Yeah, I don't
I get
understand
everything that Batman's deep psychosis goes down to the murder of his parents. And every time he fights crime, it's because of the murder of his and he's mentally unstable. Robin was someone that's Tim Drake was Tim Drake was someone who saw that and decided I'm gonna make myself up to his level. He rose himself from nothing. All
Up
he
to
had
Batman's
was his
level.
mind. Yes,
Bruce
Batman is
Wayne's.
a great superhero. I'm not talking
Bruce
about the
Wayne's
superhero, I'm talking about the origin. What started this person on this path. Tim Drake started this path because he saw someone
Tim Drake would
that was
never
already
had his origin if it wasn't for
Tim-
Batman.
so
having
Tim
his
Drake-
origin.
Technically, Tim Drake is kick-ass.
No, I'm not saying that. How is he kick-ass?
He's doing something for the good. I see
No,
this
because
place
he
needs to be
kick-ass stepped
fixed.
out into the world and got his ass whooped. Tim Drake
And
did it
got
the
up
right way.
and
He
kept
approached Dick Grayson and said, I see what's going on here. You're already Nightwing. You can't help him. I can be the one to help him. Can you help me? I know who you are. I know who he is. I know what
Yeah,
he
but
was
you're
doing.
talking about taking an
I can
initiative
go
just
with
like
that.
everyone else.
Taking an
But
initiative.
everyone else,
Picking
Bruce
yourself
Wayne
up.
took an initiative, so
No,
did Peter
Bruce
Parker.
Wayne. If Bruce Wayne's parents
He
was
never
killed,
had to.
There would
he
be
never
no
had to go
Batman.
train. He never had to
Yes,
go
he
train.
did. See, bam, got you. Bruce Wayne's abilities came when he went off to train and studied for masters all over the world.
Yeah.
To get to, he wasn't born flipping.
I
and
never
things.
said that.
But you
I
just
never
said
that.
he didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
He had to train.
No, it was his
he
choice.
had to
But it
train.
was his choice.
He had to train.
Yeah, he had to train.
And
How was he? How you gonna
after
fight
he made
crime?
his choice, he had to train.
That is the end of
Simmer
round
down, guys.
4.
Simmer down.
I caught that final point. I'm listening to everyone at the same time. You're arguing that it was his decision to
Yes,
go train.
I'm not
He
saying
wasn't
that
forced
like
to go do
he
it.
wasn't
It
forced to
wasn't-
do it. I'm not saying. Of
Right,
course
right.
he had to go train. If not, he would suck. But of
I'm
course,
saying it's
That's it. He
Yes.
would
training is
you have to
important.
train, guys. I'm just
If
saying.
parents
his
never
voice.
died, there would be no Batman.
all about.
So it's always that mental instability that's in him.
Your guys' a circus.
So
He's not a circus performer.
okay,
He
all right,
said he went to the circus.
guys. I got all your points. Well, I imagine I got all your points. Whatever you said is what I took
Did
in.
you circle down circus?
That's actually like I got a big check mark next to it.
Yes.
Likes circus.
He
Not
likes
even likes
circus.
the circus.
He was 3
I love
years old.
circus.
His parents said, "Yeah, you."
No.
What 3-year-old doesn't like the
It's
circus?
not.
What 3-year-old
I don't
doesn't
have a
wanna
plus
be a
or a
circus?
minus against it, so it's just a point that I
was
take
just
into
fun.
the.
I'd give 4 pluses.
But okay, with that, so this one is actually a really interesting round because the fact is it came together in a way where it's like more so about who has the better character motivation as opposed to just like origin story, like which one would be like more interesting. Obviously, these arguments lean in whichever direction. So there was a lot of different things. I mean, I learned a bit more about Tim Drake, so that was cool too.
Thanks,
and,
Yeah.
and I really like
I
the.
learned a little bit too. Thank you.
I feel educated. I'm education.
If anything comes out of this,
I mean,
it's Tim Drake.
And isn't that what this is all about? Like,
Yeah, it's just-
no, it's not.
No.
Hey, no.
No.
Okay,
not.
it's really not. All right. Anyway, though, wow. I mean, these were just all great characters, though. I mean, Peter Parker, obviously, and Bruce Wayne have the more iconic origin stories. So I really appreciate it. I mean, like you mentioned, created for teens, and that's where we get the quote, "Great power comes great responsibility." So while Tim Drake obviously does have them beat in the sense of he took it upon himself to become. So I definitely followed your point in that regard. But then also you have like you were mentioning about Bruce Wayne, where even the tragedy that befalls him, it can manifest itself in something else. And you had made the point also about, I guess you guys had the previous discussion on your podcast. Check them out. Second Round's on Us. Check out their podcast. Really cool about how what people would do if they got superpowers. And you know, while Spider-Man, we're familiar with Spider-Man's origin, where obviously his initial response isn't "let me go be a hero,"
Right.
but you know, through circumstances, obviously he realizes the importance. Because I feel like they all kind of fall into the same category of whatever befalls you. It's not necessarily that makes you the hero. It's that makes a change.
Yeah.
And the decision to be
catalyst.
good or bad. Yeah. So I feel like I don't want to really hold too much in the fact that the decision to be good, because they all chose to be good. I mean, Spider-Man could have very well have just been like, oh, I'm gonna start murdering the people of of New York
And take pictures for the
day. He'd make literally
Homicide.
there'd be no difference in
Still-
his life.
Serial
if he did
killer
that.
still a loose.
So that's why this round was actually pretty difficult for me, probably the most difficult out of tonight. So with that being the case, I actually want to introduce for the very first time in GNP Nerd Off history, polling the audience. Guys, you guys want to help me out?
Yes.
Just help me like with my juices. I can always.
It's not up there.
I got like something. I got a problem with like Tim Drake's origin.
Well, I just want you to cast your vote.
Right, no, but
You have cash?
I just like me
Get in
to.
the frame.
You have cash?
Oh shit!
It is.
Here you go.
I need to
Have a
specify
card.
something. I
Put
need to
whatever you
specify
want.
something.
You put two of them together.
Guys, buy whatever you want.
One at a time, though. I wanted to hear
You can get home.
and just give me your vote. Give me your vote.
No problem. I'm definitely voting for Tim Drake.
Okay.
But I want to specify something very clear. Tim Drake did not initially want to become Robin. I read A Lonely Place to Die. He wanted Dick Grayson to become Robin.
Dick Grayson's already Nightwing.
Yeah, but he said he went to Dick Grayson. He says, "I know you're Nightwing, but Batman needs a Robin, and he needs you." Dick and Alfred said, "Maybe Tim should become the next Robin because he's a great detective, and besides, me and Batman, we don't have whatever." But like,
That's a fair
yeah.
point. And Shadi, do you have
Do you want me to like explain too the
I
whole
mean,
thing?
whichever you prefer. You could just you could just vote, or you can give me a synopsis as to why you feel like it's a either or. Help me
I'll give
understand.
a synopsis. I actually go with Batman. Just because I feel like he is very human. He has a very humanistic aspect to him, and granted, everyone has dealt with their own pain, but I feel like he really did turn it into power, and that's why he's so influential. Even in our lives, like if you think about it, how iconic is the Batman symbol? Like Spider-Man, yes, he's like right up there.
Like I said, he's a great superhero.
But for me, I feel like he's not as iconic as Batman. Like anybody, super old to like really young identifies with that, and you know how strong of a character he is, and he signifies that.
And then you can poll in here too. And then right after you poll in, give me the facts.
I'm voting for Batman.
Yeah!
No, I just
Based
have
on
to-
their arguments, though. Based on their arguments.
Yeah, because only based on their argument.
Yeah, don't not because you like Batman.
Exactly.
No, see,
Based on their arguments.
Okay, yeah, well, I would still have to go with Batman.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know, I'm really biased.
Wait, but okay, based on their arguments, why do you pick Batman?
Based on their arguments, based on their arguments, I would probably have to go with Batman. Just for the simple fact that
He's not changing.
Batman's more human.
Okay, alright. And any facts to support or take away from anybody's arguments?
I had I don't really like Marvel, but you said great power comes great responsibility. It was not from Uncle Ben, that was from Voltaire.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't from Uncle Ben. It was actually. It was like.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the one.
Guys, hang on.
And Peter kind of had a daughter. It was an alternate universe, but
May Parker.
he talked with. He made a deal with some villain named
Mephisto.
Mephisto.
One more day.
And who erased her existence. So technically, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Alright. Well, all things considered then, taking all those things into consideration, I guess, wait. Give us a back. And this is absolutely based on the arguments, because in my notes, I have that taken into consideration. If it makes you feel any better, I was leaning Peter Parker, because I really did like the great power comes great responsibility thing, but that got muddled.
That's everyone.
So
I can walk away.
That really got muddled. I was like,
could be better.
once I was like, wait a second, that's not from. I felt like that was the catalyst. Like that was the whole thing. That was.
It's for who we are as people.
Yeah, no,
It's the
absolutely.
origin. What started the path?
And so with that, and then not even obviously the direct link between the situation and the decision to become a hero, whereas there was that middle ground also of hesitance in it, but in the end the tragedy befalls him and he does make the right decision. So these are all great heroes, and they're obviously, and we're not taking anything away from that. But based on the arguments, I give it to Matt. That means that Matt wins GNP's 5th Nerd Off.
Woo!
Do you know what that means?
No, what does that mean?
Oh man.
You get a high five.
All right, high five. I'll take that.
Yes.
I'll take
I
that.
buy you around at the bar.
All right.
You
I'm
saved
still
me.
waiting for the credit card.
Yeah, you see?
Like,
What do you mean?
Guys, that's something off camera. If I
see
show
this
it
one
to you,
here.
people can take it.
Yeah,
and my numbers out.
I see what's going on.
Maybe he gets
I wasn't prepared for you to ask
The
me.
fix is in. I got it.
So you were just supposed to say it means great stuff.
get
But,
It means amazing. Honestly, the
This is
title
hard,
alone is
man.
amazing.
No, awesome. No, this was a really great run, guys. You guys know your
I get
stuff.
to
so
throw
this
it in
is
their
awesome
faces
stuff.
all the time.
Yeah, that you understand. No, it was
Taking
dope.
the train.
I really like this.
We're gonna walk over
Wait a
there.
minute.
Me and
We
him
have
are
a
gonna
podcast
drive.
So I don't know if I'm gonna make it. If I take a train.
Well, that being the case, we're just gonna close out now, and you guys can let the audience know where they can find your stuff. If it's separate, if it's all together. I know you guys are a group, so tell us
Leave
a
it to the
little
founder.
more. Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. Tell us more about Second Rounds on Us.
Well, you can find us on Facebook. Alex, where can you find us on Facebook?
Second round's on us.
Second round's on us.
You can also find us on Twitter. Matt, where can you find us on Twitter?
Second round's on us.
That's 2ND Rounds. You can also find us on Instagram, Second Rounds on Us.
Second round's
You
on
can
us.
go to iTunes, YouTube, Podbean. That's where we were featured 2 weeks ago. So
Cheers to Bobbin.
cheers to Podbean.
Sorry,
Cheers to
what?
Prince, by the way,
Cheers to
guys.
Prince.
Cheers to Prince. And
Cheers for Matthew being the champ.
Cheers for Matt being a champ.
Malave. Check me out on Twitter, Mr.
Cheers to
Malave.
GNP.
Cheers to GNP. World Rock champion.
There we go.
I
So all you gotta do, just go to Google, type in Second Rounds on Us. You're gonna see our pretty faces there, and this was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right,
it's
thank
great.
you guys
Thank
for
you
coming
for
out.
having us.
It was a lot of fun, and thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, wow! Like I think that's.
I'm shocked.
I've been like, what?
After the second
That's
question,
awesome.
he went off for a while. I
I
was like, they're getting shut off.
I want to give a special thank you to our fact checker here.
Thank you.
Can I play my harmonica?
Not this time. But yes, who
Remember what
did his
happened
best
last
to
time
stay
Adam said
impartial.
you can play your...
But that said, yeah, we're just gonna close out, guys. Wave out with me, and really appreciate you guys watching. So
Bye, guys.
catch us in the
Take
next
care.
one. Peace out.
Turn the flip.